Hello, my friends. So, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you, of course, clicked on this and you're listening to my voice, you are watching my face, then you know why we're here. We're going to do the April overview. If you're new here, hi, my name is B. And if you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. So, I already kind of pulled some cards, some oracle cards. I have a new deck from a homie of mine. Shout out to him. I have a couple of his decks actually that we kind of gonna use because I've just been excited to use them. I just couldn't help myself in getting them, and since getting them, I've kind of just been low key obsessing over some of them. We're gonna use the basis deck here, which is my favorite deck out of what I've borrowed, which is the Dreams of Gaia. He personally referred it to me, which is kind of how we got here. And I was I don't really know at first because I saw some other illustrations, but amongst using this deck and then getting into it, he definitely did that. So, yeah, like, share, subscribe. The energy has been crazy. It is April 1st, so happy new month. Hopefully you guys are setting up something. Bitch, I'm happy to be out of March. Bitch, I feel like I woke up this morning and the sun was just shining extra bright today. I was just because April, please be good to us, because March was just so chaotic and crazy, but it was definitely much needed. So wishing you guys some good first of the month energy. Okay, hoping that March was easier to y'all. I do have some music playing in the background, so hopefully you two don't strike me. And yeah, so like I said, I already pulled some cards because this is a new deck, this is a new book, and I didn't want to pull it and shuffle on camera and then have y'all watch me go through this whole spiel of having to read down and run down what these cards mean. So I kind of got a general basis already before I got into some other stuff. So the cards that we have out of this beautiful deck, I just love the illustrations, is emotions. Hopefully the glare isn't too bright. I kind of set up my ring light because it was still looking a little dark, I guess, in this particular corner. It is earlier than I usually record though, so the sun isn't really shining at the angle that I like. But the next card here is the King of Earth. And even with the emotions card, I feel like I'm just now looking at this illustration deeper too. That's why I said I just love the illustration on this deck. It just really gives me my life. So these are the cards that came out to the spread. The bottom of the deck card here is the King of Water. I think it's very interesting too with the King of Water that we got, because the King of Water card is about understanding that a big part of this card was about emotional gender roles and how people act only as a woman it's oh, I don't want to be sensitive, I'm not going to be a girl about it. It's emotions are tied to individuals in their individual journey. Men can be just as sensitive and as expressive or not expressive. Women can be just as closed off and as sensitive. It's not a gender role thing as society and the world has tried to make it to be, right? It's really just a individual thing. But as I was looking at this at these cards or whatever, I see the seahorse down at the bottom, and I just thought that was super super cool or whatever, because isn't it the male seahorse that gets pregnant by the woman seahorse? If I remember correctly, it's the man, right? So it's interesting too that again you got that with the emotions card. This emotions card also kind of being an indication that in April, making sure that you're not repressing your emotions, right? So there could be some things coming up in April where you could want to kind of act a certain type of way and it's not really benefiting you, right? The key words here for the overall energy King of Water card is calm, insightful, fluid, balanced, nurturing, protective, possessive, and jealous. Okay. It says, and quote, representing a need to let go of emotional based gender biases and to embrace the awareness of the paradigm. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but that belongs to the past. The King of Earth card was also a really interesting card too for me, because as I was reading it, I again, if you know me, you know I skip around, child. So I kind of skipped around to the end of one of them, but the way this book is set up, it'll tell you what the meaning of the card is, and then the reversed blockage unhealthy meaning of the card. And as I kind of was going through the unhealthy meaning, because I read the first part and that's something in my spirit was just like, I feel like that don't necessarily fit for what I'm seeing. Because upright, it's about taking pride in your accomplishments and knowing that all your hard work is going to pay off for you and not really getting anyone's permission to flaunt what you've worked hard for. I feel like flaunt ain't necessarily probably the word I need to see, but it's like don't be afraid to really enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? But as I was enjoying it, I was like, I don't know. But then there's the undeveloped part of it. It says, end quote, he might also be telling you to let go and lighten up. It may even be a time to laugh at yourself or to not believe in your own hyperboles. So this was kind of giving me that too, especially with the emotion card. So for some of you, it's kind of giving in April, you could be experiencing some emotions, especially because, with everything shifting back into Pisces right now with the retrogrades that we have in, and we just, had the solar eclipse. So things are kind of still, up in the air. Things are still a little emotionally reactive, emotionally sensitive right now for the collective. It's asking again, as these things come up for you, making sure that you're ensuring that you're processing these emotions well. Okay. To actually making sure that you are lightening up and like learning to laugh at yourself, learning to laugh at life, right? Sometimes, again, we can want to repress certain emotions. The emotion card is about asking you, don't repress your emotions. Like, again, I keep saying I love the illustration because at the bottom of the card, you can see this woman. I just noticed her today, actually, looking at this, and I was looking at this card yesterday. But even down at the bottom, you can see a woman and she's like almost holding her head or something, and it's like, let yourself free, like be free with your emotions, right? Learn how to let shit go, learn how to not take stuff so serious. Maybe you got some things coming up in April that's going to be very like emotionally toying for you, and that might be emotionally heavy, and it's like, but sometimes shit ain't to be taken so seriously. Maybe for some of you this will involve your hard work, right? With the king of earth, where you like, damn, I'm putting in so much work, and maybe you feel like there are some accomplishments that you trying to put the hard work in, but maybe you just feel like it's not quite there yet, or maybe you kind of being a little impatient with it, and or maybe again you're experiencing some very valid, very normal frustrations. But how many times do you experience these frustrations and then you just don't like do anything with the frustration? Like, what are we doing with frustration? How are we getting it out? It's very normal to maybe be frustrated with your finances, frustrated with your life, your career. Maybe you feel like, again, I'm putting in a lot of work, I'm putting in a lot of energy, I'm not really seeing no progress, I'm not really seeing my accomplishments come to fruition. But how are we processing that frustration? Because that's valid, right? The frustration of the impatience is very, very valid. You're very okay. Like, it's normal to feel like this. But then what are you doing with feeling like this? Or are you just repressing it? Because, repressing it don't help nobody, right? That's the kicker. That's the thing. Our emotions help us evaluate our experiences. From there, we use those emotional evaluations. Excuse me. Damn, this Mercury retrograde it ain't been fucking with me technology wise, but bitch, this speech, I've been stuttering. God damn. It's like, bitch, slow down. What are you trying to say? Fuck. From there, we use those emotional evaluations to see and weigh our options, make our decisions, or guide our actions. Our emotions in themselves are neither good nor bad. It is how we manage them and allow them to influence our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions that bring us low or has a shining light. That's extremely similar also to the King of Water card. So again, they kind of go hand in hand. So again, this given April might be very, very emotional. You might experience some emotional triggers. You might have some frustrations. Again, it might be surrounding your accomplishments. It might be surrounding your finances. King of Earth is kind of giving me King of Pentacles energy here. So again, it's very much talking about your sense of stability, your finances. Sorry, something is like, my eyes sort of burning a little bit. But again, it could be anything pertaining to that. It could be your finances, it could be your career, it could be simple accomplishments, it could not even be career or necessarily finance based, but maybe you trying to get a new car, maybe you want a new place, maybe you trying to get a business off the ground, maybe you want to acquire enough money to get something done, dental work, car work, you know, refurbish something, anything, and maybe you feel like you just working real hard, and in April it might actually kind of frustrate you a little bit again. We have a lot of Aries energy going on right now. We are kicking it off and sliding into every season right now. So there is a lot of frustration. There is a lot of spin your wheels real fast. I'm ready to go. What's taking so long? Let's move it. Let's go. Let's hurry it up. Energy going on. How are we processing the emotions that come up with that in April is what this feels like right now. Emotions, both positive and negative, and the negative and positive aspects of each emotion itself can have a great influence upon our decision making process. So I feel like that's just really important to keep in mind. Okay. So saying all that to say, like I said, is making sure that you processing your emotions. Do not repress. I just get a big feeling of like repressing the frustration, repressing the emotion, repressing the, impatience of it all. It's like steam from hot water. You gotta get it out. You gotta blow it off somewhere. Maybe you kind of got some fire in your chart for somebody watching. But it's kind of just giving me that vibe of like, again, the steam from the hot water gotta go somewhere. What are we doing with the frustration so we can endure that, we can make sure that we still going? Or do we just repress it? And if it's a gender role thing, maybe as a woman, because as women we can start to feel like, oh, I'm not gonna cry. No, allow yourself to cry. That shit feel real good. Actually, I think the best. I've learned that I think the best and I feel very clear headed after I cry. Let me get frustrated. I gotta cry that shit out first, and then I can come back to the drawing board and say, bitch, okay, now that I done got that out of the way, what the fuck am I about to do? Because this problem is still at hand. But I mean, repressing it. Now I'm just angry. Now my week is kind of ruined low key because, I'm still just holding on to that. I'm still carrying on with that. I'm still carrying it with me. I kind of want to let me use my little interesting deck. I don't really use this deck much at all. And again, if you know me, I don't even know, I can't remember where I got this deck from, but I just feel a need to want to grab a couple. But yeah. So making sure that if you get frustrated, if this is frustration with just life, maybe you, like I said, you're trying to do something, you've been trying to work real hard, you just like, bitch, I've been trying to, what they used to say, what that phrase was a little while ago, I think it was off a movie too, I gotta figure out a way to get this money by tomorrow. If that's the energy you in April, it's like, make sure you like working through the emotion that come with it, where it's like, bitch, I've been trying to get this money by tomorrow, bitch, I just been exhausting all my options, I'm really a little frustrated and agitated because it's just like I'm kind of at my wit's end. Like I'm just like feeling the type of way about it. Process that emotion. As a woman, don't follow the narrative that society can put on us or the stigma society tries to put on us of like, oh, because we sensitive. We're meant to be sensitive. We're sensitive beings. Same thing with men. Because as men, especially black men, you get told, okay, well, it ain't, you not supposed to cry. You supposed to just deal with it and suck it up and just be a man. And then you can't, have no emotion about it. It's like, no, have some emotion about it. The emotion gonna go somewhere regardless, one way or motherfucking another. You think it ain't gonna come out another way? It's frustration. Now you at work angry and got an attitude. Motherfuckers looking at you like, oh, okay, well, clearly somebody woke up on the wrong side of the motherfucking bed. Yeah, because you ain't expended that energy out. You just been carrying it and holding on to it. That don't help nothing. That don't help nobody in April. So just make sure you keep that in mind. The Just card fell out. The Lost. Y'all know this is my personal deck, so I really just keep this for myself because it's just so near and dear to me, to my heart. But, sometimes I might like y'all enough to kind of want to share it or whatever. I'm just saying. And the Merchant. In between, yeah. So, again, for a lot of you, you're kind of like a in between blessings. Yeah, for some of you, you could feel like you in purgatory where you feel like I've been working so much. Like, I've been doing so much. Like, at this point, like, I'm just here. Like, you feel me? I'm just existing. I'm just coasting. That's not the case, though. You really are in between. You're like in between blessings. You're in between phases. You're in between shifts. right? The just. So again, everything that you're working hard for is definitely coming in for you. Okay, you are not lost at all. Okay, you are not lost at all. For some of you, if you are feeling frustration, this could be a time to also check your direction. Maybe you are lost. Hello. Sometimes you get distracted and then you over here with this person, you over here with that person, and then you kicking shit and yeah, it's fine and it's fine and you ain't focused a lick on nothing, none of this shit that you said that you want to go do. And now you like, well, I'm frustrated because I don't see my stuff coming to life. Yeah, because you ain't really been fully invested in it anyway. That's for somebody. Not to say so harshly, but it's just the truth. You ain't fully been investing in it anyway. Shit, you been hanging out, kicking shit. You been hanging out with the rest of the lost motherfuckers who ain't got a left from their right. You know you're supposed to be at home studying for class, doing that thing, starting that business, investing in that whatever the hell. You over here with Tom, Dick, Jane, Joan, them. But see, they don't have a sense of direction in their life. That's for somebody. So if you experiencing some frustrations, you need to kind of also go back to the drawing board and ask yourself what you kind of been investing your energy in. Because energy is also an investment. King of Earth. Because this is y'all, Earth signs. So check your emotions in April. It's seeming like you're getting real frustrated. We have the Seven of Crosses. We have the Seven of Crosses. For me, this is also about rest. With this merchant, again, you could be doing a lot of stuff. For some of you, this is a good time to start selling shit. I'm kind of picking up too. So if you want a side hustle, if you need a side hustle idea, there it is. I feel like you might have a lot of stuff that you could be selling material wise that you could be getting rid of that can make you some money. The Seven of Crosses is also a card of like, it's a card of rest, but it's also a card of crossroads. Sorry if you hear my stomach, I'm hungry. It's time for me to eat again. I don't even know what I'm gonna make, but whatever. But yeah, so let's get into some tarot real quick. 17 minutes. All right, here's some tarot. 10 of Cups came out. So everything that you fantasizing about, everything, all of your happiness is like dreams come true shit I'm hearing is definitely coming. It could just be slow. This Nine of Pentacles is here, but it's reversed. You have the Knave of Pentacles here also. For some of you, yeah, like I said, for some of you, it's like you not seeing the fruits of your labor in April. If you getting frustrated and emotionally worked up about like the fruits of your labor, maybe you've been pouring into a connection or something. For some of you, it's like if this isn't like a connection you've been pouring into or whatever, this is something for yourself. It's like you ain't fully been like leaning all the way into it. I feel like where you kind of look around and you like, damn, maybe you feel like again, you know, this X thing is what I want to do. It's like you need to pull all the way into it. If your sense of happiness is whatever type of house, and then you driving whatever type of car, and then you feel like this is the picture perfect thing for when I'm, you know, happy, I'll just be so at peace. Because then when this happened in my life, it's like, are you like fully leaned into that? Like you need to put your whole heart into that motherfucker, not just some of it. So again, I mean, shit, you like I said, you frustrated, but it's like you hanging out with the lost. You frustrated because see you over here with Tom, Dick, Jane, Joan them, but see they not on the same mission that you own. You got to get serious. Is kind of what this is giving. Don't half-ass it. If this is a relationship that you've been pouring into, it's just not working. So you could be feeling a little lost. For some of you, you maybe might be a little emotionally frustrated because it is a relationship or something. But it's like, see, you taking more of the initiative than the person you with. The Fool card is reversed. For some of you, I'm also definitely seeing that if this is somebody, they're lost. I'm seeing some reconciliation card with the Just and this Six of Cups here that just fell out. Somebody might come back trying to sell you something with this merchant card I'm kind of picking up too. Um, they might try to even make it like they in between worlds, like, oh, I'm changing, I'm doing the work or whatever, when in reality they ass is in purgatory. They ain't really did no work for real. Yeah, divine lovers. Divine lovers, judgment, chaos up under that. Yeah, illumination is up under that. So yeah, it's definitely given. If this is somebody coming back, it would be very foolish of you to get back into that. They might come back trying to sell you a dream though. Okay, pulling on your emotions also is kind of what I'm getting. So be very careful about that in April. Somebody could come back acting like they did the work, or I'm doing the work and I'm in between stuff. None of their hard work is paying off. They're gonna come back acting like they're the king of earth. They're gonna come back with this king of water energy too. They're gonna come back trying to sell you a dream, sell you something. They're still very lost. So be very careful with that. I don't know why I just noticed that handsome and wealthy came on by Migos. I just don't feel like that's a coincidence. So again, yeah, be very careful of motherfuckers trying to come back and act like, oh, I'm just handsome and wealthy, and they really are lost. They haven't changed. They haven't done any of the work. They money probably ain't good. They still emotionally childish and shit. They just want to reconcile with you. They gonna try to sell you a dream though, for sure. This definitely could be prominent during Aries season. Okay, with this Fool card reverse, they could be in Aries, but it's definitely giving Aries season is prominent for that. And again, for others of you, this is gonna be like frustration. This 10 of Cups ain't about family and all that shit. This is about your idea of happiness. When you think about 10 years from now, when you think about, yeah, I'm gonna be so happy, and then the wife and the life and the husband and the money, and I'm gonna be so stable and all that. Make sure that you're not lost. If you're experiencing some frustrations, you could feel lost. And for some of you, you're definitely not lost. I do feel like, again, you could stand to kind of lean a little more into it though. Again, don't do nothing half-assed. If you feel like you on top of it, lean all the way into everything you need to do it with 125 motherfucking percent to it. And for others of you, you haven't really started yet. You frustrated about stuff not coming to life, but it's because in reality, having a reality check, get your emotions aside and have a reality check, you ain't started. You ain't really started. You feel me? You still hanging out with motherfuckers who ain't got a life and shit. So you have to take a risk. You have to take a leap. For some of you, again, you not doing it because you taking the risk and shit. You'd rather go hang out with your friends. Because some of you really are kind of low-key scared. And I'm picking it up a little bit too. For some of you, that emotion also is because you're a little scared to do it. For some of you, you might kind of be pussyfooting and shit. So be careful. If you made it this far in my video, I deeply appreciate it. My name is B. Again, just in case if you forgot from the first time. Again, like, share, subscribe. I'm open for personal reading, so check down below in the description box if you need to find, what you're looking for, whatever. Join our Patreon, join our family over here. I'm trying to definitely grow our subscriptions and shit. I think that's everything. Yeah. Have a good May, and I'll see y'all over on the next video. Bye.